In just a few minutes, government officials and members of advocacy groups will voice their opposition to Trump's executive order at the Rally for Refugees. 13 days into Donald Trump's presidency, protests continue in Washington. Today, thousands are expected at Ronald Reagan National Airport to speak out against President Trump's ban on travel for immigrants and refugees. Protesters say they expect similar rallies to continue across the U.S. until the borders are reopened for all. Taylor Hartz, Washington.
Well, we're here at the Women's March for Washington. We're right here in front of the Capitol building. And if you look around, you can see that we're here for 100 different reasons.
To stand up for women's rights because it meant that much to me.
As a white man, I have pretty much all of the privilege of the world, especially in like a middle class, upper class family. And I think that using my privilege to help fight for them and help them advocate for themselves is really important.
I'm 100% on board to say that I am a feminist, and I'm so happy to be here, and I feel so included to be a part of this.
Come on, ready to go. You say fired up.
Fired up. Just getting down here is really exciting. We just got in, but just seeing the crowds and hearing the cheering, especially compared to the somewhat paltry attendance at the inauguration yesterday, it is inspiring, and I'm hoping that this is not the last thing, but that this is really the first step to catalyze a real movement that people take back to their communities all over the country.
It's electric. I've never been so happy to be so squashed in the subway, but to see so many people come out and with positive messages, funny, humorous signs, supporting a great cause. There's tremendous solidarity, unity. It's really a moving time.
I hope to see a whole lot of people like me, that being white males who sort of are very much more privileged in society than women are or blacks are, and to see them turning out to support the rights of others.
One of the nice things about democracy is that if you don't like what your leaders that were voted in do, you can protest, and you can say, you know what, I don't really agree with you.
I see more men, but I also see the connection to folks standing up for Muslim rights. I see more people of color connecting racism and reproductive rights, and how important it is that we all stand together for all these issues.
Thousands gathered on the National Mall on Earth Day this year for the March for Science. We asked marchers what they came out to support.
Science. Science. Science is what brought us out here today.
Advancing space science and exploration.
The Science March.
This is my first time marching for science.
I believe in science outreach, and the more people that we can get doing science is wonderful. And I'm concerned about how the politics is affecting attitudes towards science.
So I'm a scientist by training, and I'm
concerned about the rolling back of a lot of regulations.
The benefits of space exploration and just how science is universal, worldwide.
And then what's really, I think, important to me is not even so much what part of science that we're talking about here. It's that broadly, science is representative of a type of way of interacting and engaging with the world.
So science is really important. Science is what illuminates our natural world. It's how we know what is true and what is unknown. So right now there's a political crisis in our nation because we have elected leaders, including our president and vice president, who disparage science and reject many scientific findings out of hand, such as things like climate change and the effectiveness and safety of vaccines.
In President Donald Trump's first budget proposal, the National Institute of Health would see an 18% cut in funding, with many other scientific grants and budgets on the chopping block. If not now, a Jewish resistance group in D.C. is speaking out against the Israeli occupation of Palestine in an alliance between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. Organizer David Setz said their meeting inspired the protest.
We are here today because Prime Minister Netanyahu is visiting President Trump. We strongly oppose President Trump's unwillingness to question or challenge Prime Minister Netanyahu and the occupation in Israel.
Donald Trump was elected on a platform of xenophobia that put Jews in the crosshairs alongside Muslims, immigrants, women, and trans people.
Earlier this week, Netanyahu tweeted support for President Trump's proposed wall between the U.S. and Mexico, comparing it to the wall he built along Israel's southern border. Netanyahu called the Israeli wall a success and said he thinks Trump's plan is a great idea.
When Trump announced that his plans to build a wall just recently, when after he was inaugurated, Prime Minister Netanyahu tweeted that it was a great idea because walls work and they've tried it. But what we know is that what walls do is they hold people out. Mocking refugees coming from Sudan and from Eritrea, escaping violence, need a safe place to go. And so when Trump and Netanyahu talk about walls, what they're talking about is blocking people who need a safe place to go entering these countries.
We will tear down their walls.
During the meeting, the president said he will no longer support a two-state solution. Protesters say they will continue fighting against the occupation of Israel and Palestine and plans for a Mexican border wall. Taylor Hartz, Washington.